church outside of Albany, New York. And I remember when we used to meet at a Howard Johnson's hotel for like 20 years. And, eventually they bought some land and they built a nice building and church was growing. I think of that sometimes because it's kind of the stage of life that I feel like we're in. I got kids about the age I was when we moved from New York to California, and the church is really growing and doing fantastic. And my dad left that church and they poured out into it. Now, I'm sure he didn't pour out any less than Pastor Gene and I poured out into Riverside Christian Assembly. I mean, this has been a joy these years. A great labor of love, and we've really enjoyed pastoring. And we look forward to pastoring many more years here. Don't get me wrong, it's been a blessing. But when my parents said, hey, we're going to take the call of God from here and we're going to go to California, that must have been a hard thing to give up a church that he loved and grew and birthed, Well, time goes by and there was a death in my family, and my mom years later flew back and there she was in New York seeing old friends and family getting ready for the service. She said, you know what? I'm going to stop by that church, Delmar Full Gospel. They changed the name by then. They'd been through a few pastors. And the current pastor was one of the leaders under my dad. And she thought, hey, wouldn't it be fun to see him? So she just dropped by. And there's a new secretary there, it's been a couple of years. And said, hey, is the pastor in? I'd love to talk to him. And the secretary didn't recognize my mom. And the secretary said, well, do you have an appointment? No, I don't have an appointment. I was just in town. Oh, he's very busy today. And she stepped back and thought, busy today? I started this church. You sure he doesn't have time? Maybe just tell him my name, tell him I'm here to see him. I'm sure he'd love to see me. Ma'am, I'm really sorry. He's got a full schedule. He doesn't have time to see anybody today. And maybe you can come back another day. Maybe we can set up an appointment. Maybe we could put it in the calendar. When I heard that story, my heart broke. I said, oh, you did. I remember talking to my dad. I said, Dad, how did you feel when you heard that story? You started that church. You loved that church. You loved those people. You gave everything for those people for all those years. And then you show up and they don't even know who you are. Wow. And I love this answer. He says, son, the things we did for people in those years, nothing will ever cancel. Amen. The lives that we poured into, whether they remember me or remember what we did, it doesn't matter. The work of the Lord in the years that we worked it, that's what carries. That's what counts. And this life can seem so empty. You can pour out into people and they forget you and they don't remember you and they betray you. But it's not empty. Because the Lord knows. He knows every heart you encourage. He knows every person you are kind to. He knows the work that you did for Him. Amen. Yes. I want to invite the worship team to come. I don't want you to leave thinking your work's not important.